the back and see what this looks like. You're cracking me up. Okay, so Erica, I want you to meet our friend Leah Melquist. So Leah is actually out of the Minneapolis area, okay? And we have many a mutual friend, actually. She's worked in public health for 8 years, in network marketing for about 5 years. And this company that Mike and I are jumping in with, it's called World Global Network. And she and her husband, Sam, are diamonds in the company, which really means they've done a lot of business in a week-long period. But really more importantly, this company has only been in the United States for about 15 months. And Leah and Sam have been with them from the beginning. And so they're helping launch the United States. So she just has a lot of knowledge about what is up. So Erica, Amos, hi buddy.
Hi guys.
Yeah, meet Leah.
Yeah. And traditionally, I would thank you so much for that introduction, Lauri. It's been fun to get you in business again, even though we didn't really get to spend much time together in our previous company, but it's just been a joy already, just getting to start to get to know you, and I'm honored to be able to kick this off for you tonight. So, Amos, and what was your friend's name?
Amos. Oh, this is Erica.
Erica, that's right. Okay. All right. Well, I would love to hear about you, but since that's not working, you're just going to have to hear about what we have going on here. But I am always so honored when I get to share this with a new face. Like Lauri said, I've been doing this for the last 15 months or so now, and we've brought on over 900 people, and I've obviously had a lot more conversations than that to get us to that point. But it's just, I love being able to meet people in this industry. Like, we have team members in 4 countries now and have impacted families around the globe. So it's been really, really exciting. So I'm just honored to be able to be the one to be here and share this information with you tonight. So like she said, our company is called World Global Network. We've been in existence for about 7 years, but it was a telecommunications company previously. About 2.5 years ago now, they did a complete rebrand, moved into wearable tech, because our CEO, he's actually a diabetic. They're based out of Europe, and he's just a tech genius, and I'll kind of show you who he is and tell you a little bit more about him. But his father passed away from diabetes about 4 years ago, and that kind of is what prompted the whole company move, because he wanted to give people the ability to have a dashboard into what's going on inside, essentially. And wearable tech is a huge industry right now. So with my background being public health, I saw the significance of the technology and what it's going to mean for the world. But I just love this industry in general. I was in a previous company with Lauri. It's provided a full-time living for my family now for 4 years. I get to work around our family's needs, and still, we're a 2-income household though, so it wasn't that I could just stay home. I still needed to provide, and it's just been a wonderful blessing. And the industry is growing leaps and bounds. It's definitely actually going to grow 10 more in the next 10 years than it did in the last 50, because people are just looking for another way to be able to provide but have flexibility for their family. So into World here, let me share my screen. One second here.
There it is.
There we go. Can you guys see that? Good to go? Okay, perfect. So basically with our company here, we're converging technology and wellness and the home-based business model all together for the first time ever. You know, there's a lot of wonderful companies in this industry that big sector is health and wellness, supplements, shakes, that kind of thing, but makeup and skincare and just a bunch of great products. But this time is the first time in history that technology has been in this space. We are, not only are we pioneering the type of technology we have, because it's never been done before, but we are pioneering technology being in this space. So with that, we've brought a lot of industry leaders here, because it was kind of a big deal to be able to be the first ones to do that. We always show an income disclosure on the front of everything, every presentation we do. It just basically means if you work hard, you're going to make some money. If you don't, you're not. And we don't guarantee any level of income or results. And we put this on here because in the last 15 months, records have been broken in the industry. And again, because we are a global company, we are in technology, people have made a lot of money. So we just always want to, when we are sharing this information though, we do not guarantee any level of success. Everybody has to come in and work hard to get there. But So to kind of set the stage a little bit on the significance of where we're at in timing, we like to kind of start out with a question of like, and this is typically rhetorical. I've only had one person in 15 months say no to this question, but I assume that you've heard of Fitbit or an Apple Watch, understanding those kind of different technologies. Most people have heard of those at least once or twice, and most are actually wearing one on their wrist. But understanding the significance of the size of those companies now, how big they are and how fast they grew, where we are in our product launch right now, because we are on actually just generation 2, knowing the significance of those companies. If you could have gone back in time when Steve Jobs was at like iPhone version 2, if there even was one, I don't remember what they called them with the first one of them, but, or even the Apple Watch. And they had said, if you have the opportunity to get involved with us right now as we launch this thing around the world, like, is that something you would have done? And most people are like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Hindsight's 2020. Although Steve Jobs never called any of us to give us that opportunity. So this is the first time ever technology, again, is in this space. And the trend, the whole industry of wearable technology is exploding. In the next 2 years, 3 in 4 people will have some sort of device on their wrist, whether it's a Garmin, a Samsung, or a Garmin, Apple Watch, the Fitbits. I mean, there's quite a few companies in this space now, but we are pioneering truly we're a category creator in what's called life sensing technology. And this information here isn't according to myself or even our company. It's according to Forbes and Business Insider. And we actually are a part of a bigger category because of the type of technology that we have, that we're truly a health monitor. We're in actually what's called the mHealth space. And healthcare is actually going this direction, where people are, there's going to be medical reimbursements for providers recommending wearable technology because of the significance and the level of what we're able to do. So we have now a 2nd generation device, like I mentioned. Last year, when we launched this thing in the US, we had the Hilo LX. Okay, that's the one on the left. You can see the features there. About 3 months ago now, we launched the Hilo LX Plus. So it's the 2nd generation device. Both of these, and the Hilo LX isn't going away. They just now have kind of a little bit more advanced one as the technology has evolved. It does all of your biometrics in real time. And now the Hilo LX Plus, it has 4 sensors instead of 2 on there, and they're clinical grade sensors. So it just gives us the ability to have more in-depth and more accurate information. And there's a UV sensor on the top of this one. It's just, again, a little bit more in-depth. And last year, because of the significance of it, we were actually voted the #1 product in all of direct sales and network marketing. Again, part of being the pioneers here. But we were featured on the news, I think 12 or 15 times around the world last year. And it wasn't like we called and we're paying for a spot. It's people contacted distributors in our company as they heard about this technology. And we actually had Carson Daly on the Today Show in a Hilo. It was really cool that day. I mean, they're just like, yeah, you guys got to check out this new wearable tech. And we have that clip. And it was just really exciting for the public eye to pick up on the significance of what we're doing and see that broadcasted nationally. We are also just in January at the Consumer Electronics Show, which this was a really, really big deal. I find maybe 50-50 on people that know what that is. It's the largest technology convention in the world. Every January in Las Vegas, all the tech giants from around the world come together and showcase their up-and-coming technologies, like from Toshiba to Bell Helicopter. I mean, it takes over Las Vegas. And we had a huge booth there. And it was the first time that even any sort of network marketing company had been at this event. But the significance in what we're doing as we're about to launch the first ever non-invasive blood sugar monitor. That's what kind of got us in the door there, and people were able to come in and test it out, try it. There'll be, obviously, that's going to help when we think of people that clinically need to monitor their blood sugars, but they're also creating apps just for general health and wellness, because blood sugar plays such a big role even in hormone balance and weight management. I mean, to have that real-time feedback anytime you eat something, what different things, how it affects your blood sugar, or like even not getting sleep, all of that stuff plays a role. So it's just a pretty big deal that we're first to market on that technology. So that's pretty exciting. And it was just, it was in January that they were there, and they've already been invited back, and we'll continue to showcase our up and coming technologies. So these are our 2 Helo devices right now. We also have germanium stones that go on the inside of the bands. It helps with inflammation and increasing blood circulation. That was on there again because that helps a lot with the diabetics. But even we have a lot of people that just with general pain management that they've noticed that it helps a lot with that, because again, it just decreases inflammation in the body. With our band, you can actually change out the colored bands, which is kind of fun. Some people think that's awesome. Some people could care less, but I think it's kind of fun. You can change out the colored bands on your Helo. See here. So we have another product called BioZen, and what it is, it's a sticker chip technology that goes on the back of your electronic devices. So we know, because we are more connected than ever before. I mean, we have, between our tablets and our laptops and our phones being like an extension of our body now, we're exposed to more and more of those what's called EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, than ever before in history. So they've started to do research, and it's been ongoing for actually quite a few years now, but it's just starting to really pick up traction. I worked in tobacco control for many years, and I really see this kind of playing out the same way, because tobacco use used to be widely accepted, and I mean, physicians would recommend it to their patients. And now some people are still like, oh, electrosmog, what? But the more and more research they're doing is that cumulative effect of how exposed we are over time really isn't good and does elicit a stress response on the body. We have a video on this we can send to you as well if that's something that really speaks to you. But basically, you just put it on the back of your electronic devices. So I always recommend the cell phones, kiddos' tablets, iPads, anything especially that the kiddos are playing with regularly, put it on there, because now what it does is it makes it so there's no longer, it smooths out the magnetic frequencies that come out of it, so it doesn't harm the body in any way anymore within that vicinity. So we should put it on our routers and our computers and everything, but I always say at least just the stuff that's always on your body. And side note, it's not good to keep your cell phone in your pockets. Even in the manuals, the more I've actually dug into this stuff, so I'm like, oh my goodness, the things you almost wish you could unlearn. In the manuals of our cell phones, there's warnings on it, because they know, but it's in super fine print, but that way they're covered because it's to have it in there. So that's our second product. We just have the Helo and the BioZen here. So this is our corporate staff. Fabio Galdi, he's our pioneer. He's really over in Europe known as a tech genius. He was one of the first inventors of an LCD touch screen. He bought internet to Italy, just really known as a genius in his space. So to have him kind of leading the helm is pretty exciting to hear, even knowing where we're going. And I'll kind of touch on that a bit. So Antonio De Rosa, he's our chief design officer, and kind of one of his accolades is people commonly know some of the things he's known for because he was one of the concept designers for the iPhones. And so he was contracted with Apple, and now he's here as actually just got moved up to the VP of all marketing and design. So our company, it's a AAA+ rated company in the Direct Sales Association. So there's only 20 companies in the 25,000 that have this rating. We are publicly traded, so WCOR, if you follow stocks at all, that's definitely going to be one you're going to want to watch. We're a top 100 network marketing company. We just have everything checks out, which is one of the common question people ask us is, why, this technology is a pretty big deal. Why is it not at Best Buy? Why is it in network marketing and not the traditional way that these things come to market? And so our CEO, he understands trends and the way the world's economy is working. And word of mouth is now moving products faster than traditional sales. I mean, look at Toys R Us is shutting down. Amazon just bought Whole Foods. Even stores are shutting down, it still kind of makes me sad, but stores are shutting down left and right, and things are going to online. So, and he knows if this method of distribution is the fastest way to move a product to market. So and he knows the amount, because they've made their money. I mean, they were, like I said already, what they've done in the past. This is about bringing a product that is going to change lives. And if he did it through network marketing, everyday people like myself, like the Clappers, like everybody on our team that are we're not tech people, we're not tech geniuses, the CEOs of Best Buy, but we get to financially benefit from the launch of this product. So at CES, 2 different companies, CEO heads of companies that you've heard of, offered him more than $1 billion for his technology to just say, turn it over to us so we can bring this to the market. And he wouldn't sell. He is 100% committed to the network marketing model, which I feel every day I count my blessings that he is so committed to that. So we are a global company. You can share it in 195 countries around the world. We have 15 offices worldwide. The US-based office is here it's in Miami, actually. So kind of before I go into this, I wanted to set the framework too for the Hilo. So we basically have created the hardware and have the algorithms for this life sensing technology. But our device is going to continue to expand in functionality and an increase in value over time, because over the last 9 months, we have had software developers, app developers, scientists, physicians, because never before have we had a real-time look into what's going on inside each person, that they've been developing apps. So the vision is to have thousands of apps that correlate through the Hilo App Store that people can then go and download to make their device customizable to their needs. So just like our cell phones all look a little different because we download the apps that suit us and what we need from it, our wearable device will be the same in that way. And we got to I was just in the Dominican last week and got to preview a few of the apps that we'll be launching here in the next month or so. It's crazy. It blows my mind to know what we're going to be able to do. And I think of my health coaches and personal trainer friends and people that have just, pay attention to this stuff all the time. As I start to have this conversation, their mind is blown. We just partnered with a genetics company. So we have an app called LifeLog DNA that's coming that's going to allow somebody to be able to take their genetics and pair it with your biometrics that the Hilo reads and give feedback on what type of macronutrient ratios, whether you should be eating protein, carbs, fat, how much of each, if you should spend more time strength training versus doing cardio. Like, it's mind-blowing just how we're going to be able to serve people in so many more capacities. We have an epileptic foundation, actually, that they were looking at Samsung and Fitbit and then us, and they've chosen to partner with us, again, because we have the most in-depth technology to give people feedback on seizure activity. So there'll be apps on that coming. Like, it's just really, really cool. And so from serving our customer base, that's a huge deal. From the business side, it's also a really cool concept because, some apps will be free, some will have costs, just like on your cell phones. And as people go and download new apps, that will all be residual income that you'll get paid out on. So you have Hilos out around the world, and as people make them more customizable to them, that's all revenue for us as business owners here.
Wow.
So this slide just kind of shows different components. If you're looking at, I want to come into this industry, I want to be able to own my own business and create a schedule around my family. These are things that you want to look for, like the type of products it has. We have absolutely no competition in network marketing or in traditional sales right now. There's nobody that has what we have. We are in front of a really, really significant trend right now in wearable tech, and we have timing. We just launched North America this last year. Literally, we have 15,000 people across all of North America that are even having business conversations. Like, it's so the beginning. When we were in the Dominican last week, like, nobody's building there. So we found a kid that was doing photography, and we explained to him, like, hey, we have a business opportunity for you. And now he's really excited to be the one to bring this to the Dominican. Like, it's just crazy the timing we have, which makes it a much more significant of an opportunity we probably got 5 years before, since we're having a global conversation before it's really everywhere, but we're definitely at the very beginning. We have an all-star staff, and then the comp plan is absolutely second to none in the industry. So as far as joining us, and that's really bright, people can opt to either, some people will choose, I just want to be a customer. This technology sounds awesome. I think that device would really serve me. Or I want to get some of those biosense for our home. Some people decide they want to be a customer referral partner. So that basically just means that you can, by becoming a customer, you can also share it. And if somebody decides, you just share it with your neighbor, your parents, or whatever, and they decide they want to buy one, then you can refer them to your website and you get 10% of any of those sales. And we also have people then that decide, like, I can see this, like, I want to have an additional stream of income into my home, and I have a ton of people that do this alongside of a full-time job. And it's just, again, an extra income stream, or understanding this industry and the power of sticking with something for a while here. We say you pay your bills during the day and you create your legacy at night because of the power of residual income. And then we have some people like me that do this full time. And so how you get involved is you just basically have to become a customer. So, and you'll pick the pack that suits your resources, suits your desires and goals and all that kind of stuff. So we have these individual packs, which is just, if you buy Zen, you get 10 plus 2 free. The Helos, you either pick the LX or the new model, the LX Plus. And with these box sets, you get the germanium stones with it. You get the colored band set, and it all comes together there. And with this way, when you're building your business, you'll get also, besides the 10% referral, then you get 10% of your team sales. This is our builder pack level. This is when most people that come into this, like, yeah, I want to do the business. This is where most people start, because it's going to give you a few devices. Typically, there's 1 or 2 that wants to stay in the home, and then it's nice to have one on hand as people that just want to be a customer and whatnot. So you can keep them in your family. Oftentimes, too, we have customers that'll buy the 4-pack because right away they're like, yep, I want one on my spouse, and then my parents are getting one of these. Because one of the benefits that I forgot to mention is we have this guardian function. So you're able to monitor your loved ones. So my husband's over helping my mom right now load her U-Haul. I can pull up his Helo from my app and see how his blood pressure is doing, how his heart rate's doing, and all that. And that functionality will continue across the apps that we have. So you can monitor loved ones from anywhere in the world. Just seeing it or setting it up to get alerts if their metrics go out of the range that you set for it. So these are the 4 packs of the devices, or BioZen. You get 30 plus 8 free here in the BioZen pack. So you can get 4 of the LXs, LX Pluses, or we have a mixed pack of 2 and 2. And when you're sharing it and building your team, and we can dig more into this if this is something you have questions on, but this, right away you'll get to the 20% of your team volume. So not only will you earn the 10% off your personal sales, as you have other people come in that also are sharing and referring it with others, you'll get 20% of all of those sales as well. So this last one is just, we've had this pack for 3 months now, and I think next week it goes away. Now I'm getting yellow. My computer's changing colors on me. So this professional pack, you get 4 of the Helo LX Pluses, plus, can you still hear me okay, Lauri? You're good? Okay. 4 of the LX Pluses, and the BioZen, you get 30, but they've put in 42 free, which is pretty crazy. So this pack is $3,500. So obviously it's not for everybody, but from the retail profit standpoint, this one makes the most sense. So there's certain people that like, this is a no-brainer, and this is where they choose to start. Because if you just sell the BioZen out of this pack, that will more than cover your cost of the pack, and you still have 4 of the LX Pluses left then for your family, or you can then sell for, and they retail for about $500 a piece, and for the box set. So this is just kind of our other level as well. So this week there's an additional slide we have in here, because we have a promotion just this week. It's the only week in my 15 months that we've ever had a promotion, but it came out of kind of the launch of Punta Cana and these new apps and everything. With people that enroll with us this week until Monday night, we build, I'm not sure if you have direct sale background or anything, but we have we're a binary compound. So we just have 2 teams, and you build sales volume on your 2 teams. This week, depending on what level you enroll with, they're going to gift you sales volume right out of the gates. So the single pack is 5,000. The 4-pack, you get 20,000 sales volume, and the professional pack, you get 50,000 sales volume. And that's on one of your teams. So as soon as you match it on the other side, you get paid that out. So to make that make sense, in case this is like totally Greek to you, at the 5,000 points that they gift you level, as soon as you match that will pay out $1,000, and you still get your regular commissions as well. When the 20,000 sales volume, which is actually the level of double diamond, once you match that pays out 4,000, and the 50,000 level, that pays out 10,000 once we match it. So, and I'm happy to answer any questions if that is like, whoo, on that. People that understand binary are like, holy cow, like we get that when we start, like that's crazy. So just let me know if we need to dig into that further. So once you enroll, once you get started, you pick your pack, then we just help you find your first 2 customers or other team members, just kind of depending on your network and your focus. And then you just start building your 2 teams. And once you do this, you get 20% commission on top of your 10% fast start for life. You lock that in, and once we have your first 2. We also have something called the loyalty membership, and this is another component of our residual income. So we have the app store that creates us residual income, and then we have the loyalty membership. So this is similar in comparison to like Rodan and Fields. They have their skincare line that people order monthly. This is our version of it. But instead of getting more product every month, people get money put in their back office account. So, or they get quite a few different things, but that's the most exciting part of it. You get $75 every month deposited into your back office account, and then that just accrues. So you don't have to order each product every month if you don't need anything. When you're ready and you say, I want another Hilo, or I want to get some more Biozen, then you can go to your loyalty store and use these loyalty points, which is a point is equivalent to $1. So we have a high retention rate on this because they've made it so people don't get burnt out because they are just getting more product that they don't need. You also get a protection plan for your device. You are able to monitor 20 people then on the Guardian function versus just 3. When you're on the loyalty membership. You get as long as you stay active, you get an extra 1% commission. So they just made it really kind of a no-brainer. So all business people are on loyalty. Customers, I find like 50-50. I still share that, and some people want to be able to store that so they can always get the latest and greatest of the technologies. And it's just a pretty cool plan. So this is Nat and Chinita Pranaputra. They're our Grandmaster distributors. They're the ones that officially kicked this off and saw the vision of this. And the main purpose of this slide is just to show you the significance of being in a technology company. In the last 15 months there's 100, and I think I saw today, I was trying to find the stat, 125 million people in this industry. And there's a website called businessforhome.org. They list the top 100 income earners. In the first 15 months, we already have 10% of that list. And the other people on this list are like with Amway, and you can see the different, or we'll just have our world people on here, but if you go and Google the list, it's people that launched their companies, but it's taken them 15, 20 years to get to this point. And we've been doing this for 15 months. So it's the numbers, these numbers are crazy, but that's not my point. It's just how fast this is moving because we're in tech. And just a really unique side note that I don't get to typically say, number 4 on there, Nat and Chinita Pranaputra, I'm going out to their house next week in LA for a weekend. There's about 25 of us that got invited to come out and spend the weekend with them and their parents, which are number 2 before their parents go back to Thailand. And their parents are the ones in the picture. So we would be at their house for the weekend. So it's incredible to be able to work with such like the best of the best in the industry. Like I think we have an amazing product line. We have a very nice comp plan. But just as significant, I think, is to be able to work with this level of professionals and be mentored by the best in the industry, truly. So this stuff is kind of crazy, but at the President Millionaire level, they've given away cars. We have a jet. They all get a jet, access to a private jet for a year. Like, it's just the company continues to just give for people that are out there to share the mission. This was the Punta Cana trip we just got back from. Every year, they're going to do an incentive trip. So people that are at the Rink of Diamond get to go travel the world together, and it's all completely paid for then as well. So this is just kind of a summary of all the things that make our company such an awesome opportunity right now, and kind of stand out between some of the other stuff that's out there. And I love the industry. I'll never knock a single company out there. There's some of the best products that I think are out there for people to buy are in this industry. We just have a kind of unique opportunity right now in technology. So as I wrap this up, the last thing I want to leave you with is with the type of comp plan that we have, timing here is relevant. In my last company, it didn't matter if somebody joined me today or next month. We just whenever works best and whatnot. And that's still, of course, the case. Timing has to matter to you. But the positioning matters because since we just build these 2 teams, when you decide to become a customer and enroll, you get your position in the organization. And as people continue to enroll then in the next days and weeks, those people actually go under you. So you start benefiting volume from people that you don't even know. In fact, when we first looked at this, because especially in the beginning, it was like moving very quickly. We took 36 hours to make our decision. And now 7 people get to earn off of us instead of us off of them. So I always want to I'm happy to answer questions. We can jump on a call and anything you need. I'm a completely open book because I want people to be able to make a good decision so we can, if it's something they want to do, let's get you in and get your spot as well so you can start earning off of that volume that we will continue to do as we go forward here.
Practicality dictates that everyone's result as we are
talking out loud. All right, you guys. So that's all I have. I'm going to stop the recording here.